Hey everybody, Ray here. A few weeks ago, a company called Magtame got a hold of me and asked me if I would be interested in reviewing their magnetic cables and giving them my opinion. They looked like they were kind of a cool concept. They were going to send me 2 cables, which they did. So I thought, yeah, I'd take a look at those and see what I think. I actually think they're kind of cool. So here's what their concept is. These are magnetic cables. So when you roll these cables up, they will stay pretty much together. Just like that. You can pick them up, throw them around, they remain as one. Matter of fact, you can even take the 2 coils and stick them together if you want to. And if you compare that to coiling up my Apple cord here, see how that pops out? You can't figure out a way to coil this up such that that isn't going to happen. So I think that's kind of a neat idea. These are magnetic. To show you they're magnetic, here's some safety pins that I just picked up off of my desk, and it picks all them up without any problem because it is magnetic. Now, these appear to be pretty good quality cables. They are made of a nylon mesh that's got the magnetic material in there. The ends are very heavy duty, and the cables themselves are a little heavier than one of these cables from Apple, but not disturbingly so. They're pretty easy to wrap up and take care of. Now, they'll tell you to wrap them up in a totally different way than I do because they look prettier if you wrap them up the way they do, but it takes too long and it's not practical as far as I'm concerned. I don't care how they look. I just want them to stay together, and I don't want to have a lot of cable clutter. So what I tried to do was to use these and compare them to how I would normally use my other Apple cables, exactly in the same spot where I store my phones and my iPad and so forth when I charge them. So here's those examples for you to see. So here's where I normally charge my phone, iPad, etc. And I usually try to wind these cords up every once in a while and set them out of the way. And when I do, the cords just really never stay together. So it always looks a bit cluttered. And that's only 2 cords that I've got here. See how it pops apart? Next, I repeated the process using the Magtame cables. And you can see right away, they coil up pretty easily, but most of all, they stay together after I coil them up. It's a much more neat and organized look. Next, I tried coiling up the Apple cables and putting them in a baggie, which is normally what I do when I travel. The difference being that I'm using a quart-size bag here. Normally, I use a gallon-size bag, and I probably have 5 or 6 cables, which makes the problem even worse. Then I repeated that process. I coiled up the Magtame cables and put them into the quart-size baggie. You can already see how much more neatly they're going to be stored in that baggie. Once they were in the baggie, I shook them around a little bit as though they were being jostled on a flight or something like that. And then I removed the cables. I tried to remove just one cable, but you can already see that they're all tangled up and I got 2 cables out at the same time. The Magtame cable came out of the bag as neatly as I put it in. One of the first things I thought of when I got these Magtame cables is my wife's always plugging her phone in right in here, and you try to wind this back up and set it down in there. That's what happens. It's just always sticking out all over the place. And then sometimes I'll throw my glasses in there, and then when I try to get them out, they're tangled up on this wire, and it's just a pain in the butt. So let's compare that to the Magtame. With the Magtame, it stays pretty well self-contained down there, and then I can pull it out, and oftentimes it'll just recoil up and go right back in there like it's supposed to. And if you don't find that it's doing that, it's a lot easier to wind this cable and have it stay in place, and you can just kind of tuck it in there out of the way. So if I throw my glasses down there, they're much less likely to get tangled up in that cord. I think that works pretty well. So I've given you 3 real-life examples of how I would expect to use these Magtame cords. I think they do the job that you expect them to do, and I think they're good quality. I've got a USB-C to Lightning cord and a USB-C to USB-C cord. That's what they sent me. I will include the Amazon links to both of these in the description below. In addition, I will include the Magtame website link in the description below. You can also get a 10% discount, and that discount code is in the description below as well. Both of these are about 40 inches, which is the same as the cord that came with my Apple phone, so I think they're pretty long. I really like them. If I have a need for cables in the future, this will certainly be one that I'll be looking at buying. I hope this was helpful. If it was, don't forget, leave that thumbs up. I always appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next video.